cyber attack has taken place across the country and around the world.
Cyber attack hit several U.S. government agencies.
Around the world, cyber citadels are crumbling.
Imagine a bank robbery that doesn't involve guns, masks, or a getaway car. Instead, the thieves use computers and the internet to steal millions of dollars. How did they do it? And how can we prevent it from happening again? This is the story of the Carbanak heist, one of the most sophisticated and successful cyber attacks in history. In this documentary, we'll follow the hacker's trail, from the first phishing emails to the final bank transfers. Are we prepared for the next attack? Or are we just waiting to be robbed again? Join us as we uncover the chilling tale of the Carbanak hackers and their audacious quest to steal a staggering $1 billion from banks worldwide. In 2014, in Russia, at night, a Kaspersky Labs employee got a call from an incredibly anxious person, an employee of a major Russian bank. The caller was so worried that he avoided revealing the problem over the phone. Fearing surveillance and email compromise, he urgently requested an in-person meeting. Later, it was discovered that the bank's domain controller was sending sensitive data to unfamiliar servers in China. The domain controller acts as the core of a business's network. Seizing control of it means having power over the entire network. This allows intruders to do various things, from accessing small customer data to altering account finances and even executing large fund transfers via the SWIFT banking system. Consequently, if the server is involved in undisclosed actions, the bank is likely in a serious situation. Surprised by the intrusion into the domain controller of a multi-billion-dollar bank, Kaspersky's team sprang into action. They meticulously examined all devices, networks, phones, and computers linked to the internal banking network. Initially, no signs of suspicion were detected. Nonetheless, certain computers harbored the screen-sharing program VNC, though the bank claimed no installations. This prompted a Kaspersky specialist to speculate that someone might be covertly observing bank personnel. To validate this, the specialist initiated a blank Word document, typing hello. After a patient wait, the computer autonomously responded with the message, "Hello, you won't catch us." This incident spurred the experts to aggressively pursue the unidentified hackers, aiming to uncover the perplexing method by which they seized control of a critical entity like the domain controller. A bank employee opened a malicious Word document attached to an email from a fake customer, which installed a VNC backdoor on the computer. This is a spear phishing attack, where hackers create credible emails to trick users into opening infected files. After infecting a computer, the hackers gained remote access and control over it. They then used this infected PC to spread malware to other machines on the network and to find the administrator's computer. This is where the next phase of the attack begins. The hackers deliberately decelerated the administrator's computer by launching numerous background programs, anticipating an IT support intervention. Their prediction came true. Upon IT support's arrival, they used the administrator password to address the issues. Unbeknownst to them, their actions inadvertently jeopardized the bank's overall security. The hackers had implanted a keylogger capturing every keystroke. This enabled them to acquire the administrator password, granting access to the administrator account. Subsequently, they infected the bank's wider network, providing them with comprehensive access. This marked the commencement of Phase 3, spying. The hackers shadowed the employees for months, learning their routines and protocols. They were like ghosts, watching and recording everything. Once they knew everything, they struck. Initially, they would pose as high-ranking banking personnel and manually transfer substantial sums of money to their own accounts through the SWIFT international banking system. Additionally, they exploited the bank's e-payment system to redirect funds to various accounts, primarily in China and the US, subsequently emptied by their accomplices or money mules. Their tactics escalated to a cinematic level. Leveraging their access to the bank's internal network, they remotely manipulated items, causing them to dispense cash at will. These ATMs were often located in remote areas, and the money was again collected by money mules. These techniques were impressive, but the most intriguing method was yet to come. A couple of weeks later, Eugene Kaspersky, the CEO of Kaspersky Labs, attended a cybersecurity conference in Singapore. He intended to discuss the incident involving the Carbanak hackers. Surprisingly, this incident wasn't an isolated occurrence. Europol had documented similar attacks on European banks. Consequently, they teamed up with affected banks, diverse cybersecurity experts, and intelligence agency professionals. This collaboration led to the establishment of the Joint Cybercrime Action Task Force, or JCAT, dedicated to pooling resources for the pursuit of the enigmatic Carbanak Group. At first, Kaspersky Labs didn't find any clues about the hackers. But then, one of their employees found a tiny mistake in the Carbanak code. This mistake allowed the experts to send a request to the Carbanak Command and Control server. However, they didn't know the physical or digital address of this server, so they had to scan the entire internet and send the request to every single server connected to the web. After 2 days, they finally got a response from the Carbanak server. The Carbanak Command and Control server responded to the experts' request, and they were able to find it. The server was located in the Netherlands, the country with the best IT infrastructure in Europe and the second most connected country in the world. The Dutch police quickly seized the server and invited the experts to investigate it. The analysis of the server revealed that the Carbanak hackers were not just targeting banks in Europe and Russia, but in almost every country in the world, including China, Bangladesh, India, and other Asian countries, Africa, and even the United States. The U.S. government warned that a likely Russian-based hack had penetrated deep into the U.S. national security infrastructure. The breach was widespread, and there were growing concerns about what may come next. Without anyone noticing, the Carbanak Group had been infiltrating hundreds of financial institutions and stealing over $700 million US. After the incident, the JCAT task force intensified their investigation and began cooperating with other intelligence agencies, including the FBI, CIA, and intelligence agencies from Romania, Russia, and Moldova. As the experts got closer to the Carbanak Group, the hackers suddenly disappeared. They went silent for a few months, only to return and make the biggest mistake of their hacking careers. In 2016, in Taiwan, the cybercrime group resumed its activities. However, the Carbanak Group faced a significant predicament due to two inexperienced money mules. While extracting money from hacked ATMs, these individuals were flustered by an unsuspecting local resident who approached the bank for a transaction. Their nervousness led them to hastily depart, inadvertently leaving behind a stack of 60,000 NT dollars in the ATM. Puzzled by their behavior and the abandoned money, the resident reported the incident to the police. Swiftly, they took action, and the incident rapidly made headlines, catching the criminals off guard. The Carbanak Group made a big mistake in Taiwan. They withdrew over 70 million NT dollars from 34 ATMs in Taipei and Taichung. The police quickly identified the two men from CCTV footage and tracked down the address of the other suspects. 22 suspects were identified, most of them Russians and the rest from Eastern Europe. 19 of the suspects escaped Taiwan, but 3 were left behind. One of the remaining suspects was Andres Peregudos, the alleged leader of the operation. He saw his face on national TV and decided to cut his ties with the money. He hid 2 bags full of cash in a mountainous area near Donghu Park in Taipei and traveled to Yilan Province. The 2 remaining members of the Carbanak Group stored their stolen money in the luggage lockers at the Taipei train station. 2 men from Eastern Europe picked up the luggage and went to their hotel. The police were watching them through the CCTV camera network. The police arrested the 2 men in the hotel restaurant. They also captured Andres Peregudos on the same day. This was the first arrest in the Carbanak case. The manhunt for the leaders of the group begins. In 2018, in Spain, authorities were looking into a criminal group involved in money laundering. Assisted by Interpol, the global law enforcement agency, Spanish police, determined the individuals responsible for delivering laundered money and identified their clients. By chance, they found out that one of the clients of the money laundering criminals was a Ukrainian computer specialist named Denis K. He was arrested in 2018 for money laundering and cyber attacks. He had been working with the Russian and Moldovan mafia since 2013, paying them 40% of his profits. Police found boxes of jewelry, 2 BMWs, and 15,000 bitcoins in his raid. They couldn't find the remaining $1 billion US. Even though Denis K was thought to be the leader, Kaspersky Labs believed there were more people in the group. No matter what, the group is still around and stealing millions every year. They use different names like Finn, Seven, Joker, Stash, Cobalt, Spider, and more. The tale of the Carbanak hackers stands as a chilling reminder that in the world of the internet, no fortress is impenetrable. As technology evolves, so do the threats. If you like this video, click the next one shown on the screen. I'm sure you'll like it. Thanks for watching.